Let's talk handguns. As preppers, SHTF scenario, or everyday life, you need a way to defend yourself. Hey everybody, I'm Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness, and that's exactly what we're going to get into today. First handgun I want to talk about today is the Ruger Mark I. This is a Ruger Mark I 22 caliber handgun. Now they've gotten a lot better over the years, but this is from the 1960s. This is an old school one and it still functions great. Nice little 22 pistol, a good option to have for dispatching small game. Saw a rat underneath the porch, shot it with this. Any kind of small game you can take with this. Also, if you do some work to it and or get some of the newer models with a bull barrel, you can get it threaded and you can use it suppressed with subsonic ammunition if you choose to go that route and go through all the paperwork and all that stuff like that. The magazine release is down here on the bottom. It's not very conducive to quick mag swaps, but it is what it is. I would say that this is a good option to have for, you know, just dispatching small game, doing little small tasks around the homestead, the property, whatever it may be. Rugers are really good. These Ruger Mark pistols are awesome. Same with the 1022s. They make good stuff. It does the things just fine. A good option for deep carry concealed would be the Ruger TCP. This is the PT738, which is a 380, small little round. A lot of people say 380's ineffective. I'd rather have a 380 on me than a 9mm in the car. It is what it is. This is great rig to carry in an ankle rig. Also, if you wear cargo pants or any kind of pants that have a line right around where the pocket is, right around where this part of the gun would rest in your pocket, this is a great pocket gun. You can throw this in your pocket, your front pocket, your back pocket, chest pocket, whatever. Or an ankle rig, or you can carry an appendix if you want. You can carry it back here. You can carry it wherever you want. Great option. Very, very small, very compact, very shootable. And why did I get the Taurus instead of the Ruger? Because when I went to look at them, the Ruger was about $100 more. This was under $200. And this one had a way better trigger than the Ruger. And then I went up, I was at my primary bug out location up in the mountains, and there was this tree about 20 feet from me, and it was about yay round, and I just got a hair at my butt. I'm like, I'm gonna do a mag dump with this as fast as I can shoot. I'm like, I think I might be able to hit it once. So I just bring it up, boom, 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 boom. You know, I do my mag dump. Not only did I hit it every single time, the tree was about that big, my group was a little bit smaller than the tree. Blew me away. I couldn't believe how effective this actually is. I mean, it's just got, you know, sights machined into the top of the slide. It's not an accurate handgun, but it really impressed me. It's a good option for under $200. Check it out. Let's talk revolvers. I'm not a big revolver guy. I know a lot of people are as preppers. They're great tools. They tend to be very, very reliable. In single action mode, they tend to have really decent triggers. This one has a very nice trigger. This is a Taurus Judge. This is chambered in 410 and 45 Colt. It's a decent revolver, especially for close-in self-defense. They make some really good self-defense loads with the 410 that have these discs and bigger end balls in them that, let me tell you, for close in, this is a good handgun, and it really doesn't recoil that much. It's comfortable. The cylinder opens, the little button push forward, put your rounds in, push your rounds out. Very simple design. Not super expensive, but I remember back in the day when revolvers were cheaper than semi-autos. I have a gun, one of the guns I regret getting rid of was a Smith & Wesson 629 Classic Power Port. It was a 6 3/4 inch barrel with a ported barrel, stainless steel. That thing was in 44 Magnum. That was an amazing handgun. I love it. And that's like $1,000 handgun now. I think I paid $400 or $500 for it new back in the day. So things have changed. Revolvers are a good option. A lot of people love revolvers. I'm not gonna knock revolvers. It's just not really my thing. But this is my wife's gun. Her nickname is Joan. Good option. Revolvers, don't discount them. Even though I prefer semi-autos, use what you're good at and what you're trained with. All right, let's get into my primary handguns. A Smith & Wesson M&P 9. It's the Pro Series. It has had trigger work done on it. These M&Ps, the first gen ones, the triggers are I would definitely do some trigger work or replace them. I'll show you later on my other M&P, a great option for a trigger. But it has tritium night sights. It is what it is. It's just a 9mm full-size handgun, 17 round mag, stippled by me. I do my own stippling. And this one isn't pretty. Sure, I spray painted it, whatever. I prefer, and I know this is a big thing, you know, 45, 40, 9mm. I prefer 9mm. It's a NATO round. Sure, the 115 grain ball ammo sucks. Yeah, that's where 9mm mostly got its bad name. Guns like this has got hydroshocks in it. And my other ones are 135 grain plus P critical duty rounds, which are my favorite rounds. This is a good option for a prepper. I like the M&P because it does have a fairly low bore axis. What is that? Center line of the barrel to how far that is off of your grip. When you're holding it like this, so when the slide recoils, you want it as close to your hand as possible to reduce and mitigate recoil. Proper grip and handling of the firearm is important also for mitigating recoil, but I feel the M&Ps, the Smith & Wessons, are a good option. And I'm not showing any guns I don't own in this video. So there's a lot of other great options. Handguns are very personal. That's why I don't talk about and recommend handguns a lot. I was really into the M&P thing for a while, as you'll see another one I have, because it was that whole Glock fanboy thing. I didn't want to get what everybody else was getting. And I got into prepping more. I realized, okay, Glocks are ubiquitous. They're everywhere. A lot of people have them for a reason. Not that the M&P isn't a good option, as well as other great options. I like ones that are widely available though. And as preppers, the magazine interchangeability, what the rest of my guys are using, most of my guys carry Glock 9mm. So we have magazine interchangeability if we need to. That's important, kind of standardizing your gear and your group. But the M&P is a good option. The 2.0 I've heard is a lot better. Don't know yet, haven't had one. Speaking of M&Ps, this is in a Black Hawk Omnivore holster, which will fit any handgun with the TLR1 tack light on it. I, so far, don't really like this holster. I know a lot of people do. It's just not my cup of tea right now. But it is a decent option if you have different style handguns and the same light, the same tack light. The holster retention point is on the tack light. That's how it works. But anyway, let's get to the gun. This is an M&P 45, chambered in 45 ACP. So it's a big boy round. That's what I'm saying. I prefer 9mm, but I recognize the allure of a 45. Bigger round, and it's a good quality round. This gun again is stippled by me. I think I do pretty nice work. This is a basket weave pattern. One thing I've noticed about M&P polymer versus Glock polymer, I like my stippling really sharp as I can get it. Because my hands, I'm not a wuss. I don't have little, wimpy hands. I don't care. I like it sharp. And when I'm carrying appendix, I don't care. So what if it rubs on me a little bit? Who cares? The benefits outweigh a little bit of discomfort. It's a great option. And I said I'd get into trigger. So what is this trigger? This trigger is an Apex tactical trigger. Very, very nice trigger. Highly recommend that option if you have a first gen M&P. Very, very short take up, and then the release, look at that. Very short. I love that. This also has tritium night sights on it. It also has the TLR1 tack light, like I mentioned. Good option for a full-size handgun. So look into the M&P 45 if that's what you so choose to do. One thing to note is the factory magazines are 10-round magazines. So if you're in one of those states, 10-round mag capacity, you can still get the factory mags, like this one is. They also make extended mags for them. I like those. I do have some of those. 9mm versus 45 is a hot topic. A lot of people love arguing about it. Hey, if you learn to shoot and if you train, I'm very, very well trained. I'm hitting right there. Really doesn't matter what caliber I'm using. It's gonna work. So take that into account also. Training trumps gear almost every single time. Last, but best, in my book, my Glock 19X. We're gonna get into that, why it doesn't actually look like a 19X in just a sec. But it is in a Safariland 6378 Tech 832 holster for a Glock 17. Because I want one holster that is able to run the 19 or the 17. All I did to take up for the fact that it's shorter is you know those mouse pads, those little rubberized mouse pads? I just cut a little circle out, push it down in there. That way it doesn't wiggle around. And if I want to run a 17, I'll just pop that out, good to go. And it's for the TLR1 tack light, like you see, the QLS system here, so I can switch it from my belt mount on just my pants to my war belt to plate carrier, whatever I want. So good option, my favorite holster, hands down. And I forget who makes this knob, but it's like the nub mod. It just makes it so whenever you draw the holster, you just automatically hit that with your thumb and it automatically releases. It's nice and quick, very, very good option. So enough about the holster. We're gonna talk about the gun. As you can see here, let me do this whole thing so you can see that it's a 19X. There you go, 19X. Why did I get a 19X and then cut it down to 19 grip length? Well, what I wanted was a Glock 19. I wanted flat dark earth, I wanted night sights, and I got this one for about $40 more on a good deal than a 19 was. And with the 19, I would have had to take it and got it Cerakoted, spending more time away from it and more money. Then when I stippled through, it would be black. Or I would have had to stipple it and then take it to Cerakote, which would make my stippling not as sharp. And I would have had to add night sights. I wouldn't have got the 19 round mags, the two 19 round mags and the one 17 round mag with it. So all in all, I got the gun I wanted. All I had to do is just cut this down with a hacksaw, then Dremel it, clear up the mag well, make it nice and smooth in there, put a little bit of a flare on it. It works great. Let me show you a little close-up of the stippling. I think I did a good job on this one. TLR1 tack light in tan to match. The sights are TrueGlow TFX Pro sights. I love these sights. They are tritium and fiber optic. So if you're in a nighttime situation, you have the tritium option. If you're in a bright, really bright day, you got the fiber optics lighting it up. So best of both worlds. The trigger's factory, everything's factory. These new Glocks, the triggers are not bad. I am 100% happy with the trigger on this handgun. So Glocks, like I said, are very, very widely available. They are everywhere. Lots of people use them. And one of the things people complain about, what I liked about the M&P, was the M&P has a more neutral grip angle. So when you're gripping the gun, it's a little more natural point of aim. A Glock, you gotta get used to a little bit more. But all you gotta do is train. I train with this one a lot, so I'm used to it now, bringing it up, and it's my natural point of aim. You just gotta do this. Train, repetition. This is a very good option for preppers. There's a lot of other good guns out there, like I said, but I would highly recommend Glock 19 as the all-around prepper handgun. There's a lot of out there, 45, 9mm, 40, 10mm, a lot of stuff out there. Full size versus compact versus subcompact. There's a lot of personal preference. I like this, and it works great. Works every single time. It does the things. It's accurate. They got the new rifling of the barrel. It's supposed to be a little more accurate. I don't know. It's a handgun. I mean, it's not a precision rifle, so it is what it is. Good option for preppers. So with all that said, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.